All right,
opinion.
what do you do about this? Dustin and I have had a lot of fun with this because we've been doing it for a while. One of the most enjoyable things that have done online, and I'd say in the past 10 to 15 years, is what we're going to call and tell all of you as data pollution. Don't want people to know who you are? Pollute the data because it's too late. You have to use this information in order to ensure that you can function a day to day life, but you don't have to give them specific information. You certainly don't have to give them your information, or you don't have to give them direct information. So there's a
Mhm.
couple different ways we can instead just pollute the data sources. The goal is to make it unreliable, at least just about you, because the last thing you want is for them to have a consistent pattern that they can use against you. And there's a couple different ways to do this. And we're going to talk about first, denial, and then two, the pollution. So first, let's talk about denial. What are the ways, what are the basic, and we're going to keep it at a high level here. There's a lot of different ways to deny your information to a lot of different people to include deeper context, but we're going to try not nerd out too much so that everyone can use it. And I'd say, Dustin, if anyone were to come to me today and say, what are the two things that you can do in order to protect your information, I can take to protect my information online? There are two things you can do to protect your information online right now from these invisible data brokers who are using it against you. First, you can download a browser like Brave or Firefox that has specific and easy to use capabilities to deny most of the trackers online from tracking you. Then use progressive web apps instead of the applications for all the services that you use. That's another way to do it. And then use that browser for the majority of your work. Second, and I know you probably are tired of hearing this, it's VPNs. If you have a VPN, VPNs are cheap enough and easy enough to use that they can help obfuscate the majority of your activity online. And that means your phone, that means your computer, that means your tablet. These services, and I know I use Nord. Do you use Nord still too? Yeah, there's Nord. There's also, what was it, Data Shark or Surfshark or whatever. There's a lot out there. I don't
There's a
really care
ton.
which one you
Yeah.
use. Just find one you like. But Nord has been a proven one for me for almost a decade now, and it will obfuscate and encrypt a lot of your information. I'd say so. A VPN and a basic browser change will help you, I'd say, at least reclaim more than 50% of your activity online and help make it difficult for these organizations to track you. What else? What do you think, Dustin? What are other tips?
Yeah, any kind of browser that can do in private browsing, but you're right, Brave and Firefox specifically have things that kind of block cookies and block any kind of ad tracing. If you're like, oh, that sounds too technical for me, when you go onto a website and it says, I agree, or check my preferences for cookies, check your preferences for cookies. Just get on there and say only necessary cookies. Do that. It takes 2 seconds to do. And I know it's kind of a pain in the neck because you're already trying to load something up and you're in a hurry and you want to see what's on the damn web page. Go and click on those settings real quick because it'll always pop up and say, is it okay if we, send you all these things? The easy button is I agree. The thing they make hard is going in there and choosing something. Usually choose and deselecting things. Usually they have a really quick button that's like only necessary cookies, and that has to be clicked, and everything else is unclicked. And you hit save, and then away you go. Sometimes they make it more difficult, and I know it's a pain in the neck, but do it. Do it.
And
Stop
then
letting
keep
them
in
track
mind
you.
what website that wasn't as you move forward, because if they're going to keep doing that, you don't need to use that website. That data's out there. Trust me, you can
Yep,
find it another way.
absolutely. So there's that. You mentioned VPNs. That's great. If you want to go really crazy, you can always use Tor. There's Orbot for Android and iOS. So you can kind of Tor your entire phone if you want to. So make
Be
it go through the
careful on
Onion
that
router.
dark web. Be careful
Yeah.
though. Don't
Yeah, yeah,
go
yeah.
too
Go to
far.
regular websites. Don't go to the .onion website. Do whatever you want. We're kind of a free society.
Kind of. I like the kind of qualifier there. Yeah.
Yeah.